I'm standing here in the corner. It's me in the spotlight losing my religion because the sun is shining on us, right? It's shining down on us. And I have to be in shadows for you guys. So to get this session started, you're going to need your elastic band. If you don't have one yet, we'll have a substitutive movement for you guys placed online as well. And besides that, I think we need a set of bottles again because we're going to do jumping thrusters. Oh yeah. So let's get started on the warm-up. So the warm-up today has 5 rounds of 3 different movements. We're going to show you all 3 at a slow pace. I want you guys to actually get off the couch right away and try them out with us. So eventually all 5 rounds are done for pure quality. Okay, so let's have a look at the first one. We're going to warm up the calves for all the jumping today. We're going to do 15 on left leg and 15 on the right leg. Let's start off with the right leg here of one-legged calf raises. Let's go. So you're going to press up. I'm going to try to hold that end position for a second, and then you're going to slowly lower back down until your heel touches the floor. Now the idea, guys, with the calf raise is to not fall down, but to control the way down. And if you have balance issues here, you can always use the wall to place your hand against to make it slightly easier. The calf raise should not be a balance exercise, right? It should be a calf exercise. If you don't feel the calves, but you're only working the balance, then you grab a wall or a pole in this case. You guys can rest. So we do 15 reps of that per side. And then we move on to our elastic band for some classic pull-aparts to warm up the upper back, to do the exact opposite movement that we have to do in the burpee, like catching that burpee with the upper back as well. So we're going to reach forward with the arms. Your arms are going to be nice and extended. From there, you're going to literally just pull that band apart in a big circle until the band touches your chest. You come back down. This is our beautiful band pull apart. You guys can keep going for a couple of reps. Now we do 20 reps here, and always when you do band pull apart for higher volume, it's going to give you a very crazy burn in the rear delts. I think we should aim for that burn, and we should just pull through that one without stopping whatsoever. What I never want to see in that band pull apart is tension being lost in the center. I want you to remain tension on the band throughout the entire set, all the time. Now, upon completion of the band pull aparts, we have one more movement left for you guys, which is going to be working the obliques a bit. So let's get to the floor at home as well. Get to the floor. We're going to lie on our backs. We're going to have our legs tucked together. Marloes is going to have her legs up in the air. Daphne is going to have her legs standing on the floor. Shoulder blades are going to be off the floor. We're going to literally try to touch our right foot with our right hand. And then we're going to reach to our left foot with our left hand. You want to find a rhythm in there and remain shoulder blades off the floor. Perfectly done here. You guys can make a couple reps. That's good, that's good, that's good. Just keep going. Once you got that rhythm going, it's good. It's a tough exercise. You have to fight with the abs and your obliques to get that motion sideways in, which is good to do every once in a while. So we have 20 of those alternating, where you can think right arm is 1 rep, left arm is the 2nd rep, etc., followed by etc. Okay, so we just showed you all 3 of the movements. Now it is time to get it into our 5-round warm-up. I want you to go nice and slow, take a good 10 to 15 minutes to do this. We're gonna do this with you guys, so listen to me to give you guys the go signal, and then we'll start off with 15 calf raises on the right, followed by 15 calf raises on the left. Let's have a look here. You guys are ready as well? We start in 3, 2, 1, let's go. So 15 reps on the right, followed by 15 reps on the left. I want you to go nice and slow, press yourself all the way up to the foot. Use your calf there, squeeze it for a second in the top and slowly lower on the way down. There is nothing wrong with holding on to something for the sake of balance. But if your balance is good, or it's not the early morning, then you can also just do this one freestanding if you feel comfortable doing so. If you did yesterday's workout with the double unders, this might feel a bit iffy, but it's never wrong to do some proper extra warming up there of the calf muscles. So they're switching to their left leg now. That means they're on their 2nd set of 15 on the other side. And upon completion of this set of 15, they will move to the band and start warming up the upper back and the rear delts today by doing some classic band pull aparts. Now we gave all our bands away to our members, so we have some very old rugby bands in here that look like they've been used for like a decade or so. Here we go. And they're a bit thicker as well, so they're grabbing only one side of the band instead of both. It's 20 reps, ladies, let's go. One side of the band instead of both. If you have a lighter band, you can grab the entire band in your hands. Instead of going for a very big range of motion, the main goal here is to just maintain tension throughout the movement. If that means more range of motion, that is great. But if that means you're going to lose tension in the middle, then that is not the thing we're looking for. The 20 reps should be done unbroken. Always think about keeping your shoulders nice and low and try to make a big half circle with your arms when you pull that band apart. You guys can breathe a bit, that's good. Nice. So lots of people always have the tendency there to start bending the elbow and extending the elbow, but that always leads to more tricep work than actually works the rear delts. Now we're going to do that very nasty oblique turner here. So you either have your legs off the floor or your legs on the floor. And it's a pretty difficult exercise to do, but it's a very good one for the obliques. The range of motion is pretty big as well. And there's nothing wrong, guys, with scaling this mid movement. If you feel after 10 reps that it becomes extremely hard to get some range of motion in there, then you'd rather just have your legs on the floor while going through the entire set of 20 reps. Alright, so there's no sun here, so I am here. This was our first round of the warm-up, and like I said, it is 5 rounds of this. So I need you guys to do 4 more rounds, so continue and press pause. Alright, this is Coach Sellout giving you another advertisement about using your smartwatch timer. You can download the smartwatch timer using the link below. And once you have that smartwatch timer set, I want you to go for the Tabata timer, do 6 intervals of 45 seconds of work and then 20 seconds of rest. We're going to have 3 different movements, and instead of first showing you all the movement, we're going to start with you guys right away. We'll start nice and slow. So I need you guys to follow along and do this one with us. So the first thing that we'll do is all of you at home and here, go to the floor and lay on your backs. And I want you to tuck your feet in, tuck your legs in, so your feet are on the floor. Now the first thing that we do before we set the timer is we're gonna press our lower backs into the floor. And we're gonna bring our elbows out to the side with our arms being reached upwards. Solid. Now at this point already, before we start, I want you to focus on a couple of things here. I need to have lower back in the floor throughout the movement. I need shoulders, elbows, and wrists pointed in the floor the entire time. Now the idea is to very slowly start pressing up our arms. So let's start in 3, 2, 1. Go. Slowly start reaching upwards, but try to maintain those points in the floor. So lower back points in the floor and try to reach overhead in extension. Solid. And then slowly pull it back down. We do this for 45 seconds consecutively, working shoulder mobility. And then you just bring it back up. You go nice and slow. I'd rather have you doing 3 perfect reps in 45 seconds than rushing through this one. So again, there should be a fight going on there with you trying to pull everything into the floor that you have. Lower back, shoulder, elbow, and wrist remains in contact with the floor. Once you start losing one of those, I need you to work a bit harder and pull it back in. We have 3, 2, 1. We have 20 seconds to switch, but we will already start sitting in the next movement so you guys can see it, which will be in a squat position. And once we're in that squat, the idea is to slowly bring the right knee first to the left ankle and then follow that up with the other side. They will start in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 45 seconds of bringing your knee towards the ankle. Good, solid. So once you're doing this, I want you to aim for holding a strong squat position and never getting into a loose squat bottom, right? Good. So the feet you're standing on that has all the strength in there, so the one that's firmly planted into the floor, I need that one to have big toe, little toe, and heel being pressed into the floor, while the other one goes onto the toe and have that rotation. There is a big tendency here for the upper body to totally rotate with it, but you want to have so much rotation from the leg into the hip as you possibly can, while keeping the upper body pressed up firmly. We switch to the last movement in 3, 2, 1. Rest. So let's stand up from here. Yeah, let's stand up. Let's go to a wider than shoulder stance, preferably just a sumo kind of stance with the toes pointing forward or slightly out. Kind of in the middle would be good. Now we're going to hinge from the hip, and then we're going to reach down as much as we can, and we can round up as much as we can. Now both of these ladies here are easily able, we start right now, are easily able to grab onto their legs and go very far down. Now this might look like the perfect standing straddle. For you guys at home as well, I just want you to reach down. You can roll down from the back, your back and round. You just want to passively hang in there for a good 45 seconds, of which we have 30 seconds left. If this is too tough for you to hold for the full 45 seconds, I want you to come out of the stretch for a quick second and then come right back in. But if it feels comfortable, just hang in there But remember when you get out of it to catch your breath. So slowly breathe in and out before you suddenly stand up out of the stretch. We got 10 more seconds, ladies, so please hold it. And 3, 2, 1, rest. Alright, so that was one round. I need you guys to do one more round on your own, but if you have the time, it is always good to squeeze in another round of mobility work. So continue and press pause. We're warmed up properly now. We had our mobility done as well. It is now time to get into the workout portion of today. And even after weeks and days of programming homework workouts, we came up with another new movement, ladies and gentlemen. And we're gonna start off with that one. And it is the jumping bottle thruster. So grab your bottles, have a look at the ladies. If you wanna try this one at home right away with us, so grab your bottles. What I need you guys to do is just show me a couple of reps. Since there's no break within the reps, show me 2 to 3 reps of a jumping bottle thruster. Let's make it 3, let's go. You squat down, you jump and thrust up, and once you go down, you catch yourself in a squat right away. Now let's rest for a second. Let's have a look at Daphne first. Now, what Daphne is going to do first is show you, if you have a very rough time with catching it in a squat right away, I want you to land and then squat it down, but still keep the motion upwards the same. Let's have a look at that. You thrust, you jump, you hold, and then you do the next rep. This is still a proper jumping bottle thruster, but it is slightly slower. Preferably, we want you to catch it in a squat, but this is a scaling option. Now, let's say that Daphne has an injury that is telling her not to jump. In that case, she just does thrusters. So she has an injury without the jump, she just goes for the regular thruster, she squats down, she stands it up. Now she stays here and I'm going to tell her you cannot go overhead because you have a shoulder injury. In that case, you just do this with just a front squat and a jump. Yeah, front squat, no overhead. Boom! Still the jump in there, but we load the jump with some external loading, which makes it way tougher than a regular squat would be. Beautiful. Now, the last one we will have to do is, what if Daphne cannot squat, or you have an injury that doesn't allow you to squat? In that case, we have something special for you. I want you to start with both bottles overhead. You're going to keep your left arm overhead, and with the right arm, you're going to do 21 strict presses. Just quick pace. Boom, boom. Upon completion of the 21st, you hold it overhead, and then the other arm comes for all 21. Boom, boom, boom. This is going to give you a crazy shoulder burn, and then you're suddenly going to have interference with the burpees, which is good, because we need something to be very hard and tough today. Now, that was our first movement. Our second movement will be a sit-up with the legs just tucked on the floor. So, legs are tucked on the floor, heels in the floor. We reach it back with the hands. We come up, we try to touch your toes. Here we go. Boom, solid, as high as you possibly can. This is going to be our sit-up for today. You're going to just continue doing a couple of reps. What you can do at home to make this easier is to make sure you can anchor the feet underneath something. So I'm going to be the anchor of Daphne here. I am now suddenly part of a couch, and the couch is being her anchor. Isn't that great? I'm the couch. That's good. Solid. I'm the chairman actually. Whatever. Now, this was an anchored feet sit-up. We can also scale this because of an injury. If the lower back is really giving you trouble, I want you to just hold a crunched position there. So you're going to get your shoulder blades off the floor. You're going to hold this position. And for the round of 21, you hold it for 45 seconds. For the round of 15, you will hold it for 30 seconds. And for the round of 9, you will hold this for 15 seconds. Rest. That is injury scaling, guys. Now, our last movement is our best movement, the one you never want to do and you should do every day. It's the burpee. Yes, you should do every day. It's the burpee. Now, let's have a look at the burpees of the ladies. They're both proper burpees, chest and thighs on the floor. Malu's going to go with a faster variation and Daphne with a slower variation. Let's get started. Couple of reps here. So Daphne is going to walk up and walk the burpee instead of jump the burpee. And Marloes is going to jump back and jump up the burpee. So there's a pace difference, but they're both proper burpees here. Now let's rest. You still have to do 21 in the demo. Now, let's have a look at Daphne here. First thing, injuries. Daphne cannot jump because she has an ankle injury. Let's see what she's going to do. She's going to step the burpee back. She's going to step the burpee up. She's going to reach and not jump. Boom. Rest. Now, suddenly, Daphne cannot press anymore because she has a shoulder injury. She cannot go all the way down. Now she's going to do a kickback. So she's going to get her hands on the floor. She's going to jump back. She's going to jump up. She's going to extend and jump. If you have all the injuries combined, you will do a kickback but then walking. So whatever injury you have, guys, there's always a way of joining us in these homework workouts. Okay, so we just showed you 3 movements. We actually introduced a new movement in there, the jumping bottle thruster. It's now time to put this all into action. It's going to be 21 reps of each, then 15 reps of each, and then 9 reps of each. Our classic CrossFit rep scheme here. And I think the time cap should be approximately 9 minutes. It's going to be 45 reps of all movements. The challenge is to get around the 5 to 6 minute mark. If you want to go for 5, you really have to push the pace. So I think 6 to 7 is good for most people. They're going to start with you, so I need you to get off the couch, wait for my smartwatch countdown, and then start all together. Okay, let's get started. Grab your bottles. I'm now going to allow you to actually hold them in your hands. In class, you should have them on the floor, but we're good here. Okay, we're going to get started in 3, 2, 1, let's go. 21 jumping bottle thrusters. Here we go. So the legs are going to get a very big pump, probably after rep number 5 right away. We're going to try to maintain this unbroken rhythm for all 21. Again, crew, because it's such a short workout, I think that if you have to take a break, you're going to lose a lot of time. So I want you to try to push everything through and use the sit-ups as an active recovery portion of this workout. I mean, 21 jump squats is already tough. Let's assume the bottle thruster. That only took them 30 seconds, which was expected. And now they go through the sit-ups. So they reach with the arms back, then they reach forward, they touch the toes, and they go through all 21 at a blistering pace. But the lucky thing for me as a coach, I'm not never ever counting here. They're counting themselves. I'm just looking at the movement. I'm telling you guys at home to do this better. There we go. Reach back, touch the floor, reach forward, touch the toes. That's exactly the thing that we're looking for. Really pull your hip into the floor. And if you want to anchor the feet underneath an object, that is all good. It helps you a bit on the way up. Solid. So sit-ups are not really a fast movement. They just always take a lot of time. That is why we want to use this as our active recovery movement here. And then we're going to go through, yes, we are going to go through the burpees for also 21 reps here. Solid. And Marloes goes for the jump burpee, and Duff is going to step the burpees. Stepping the burpee is not necessarily very slow. It will make sure the heart rate doesn't jack up too fast. But Marloes is aiming to do this as a sprint type workout. We're now 90 seconds in. This is by far the longest round of all 3, but the middle round, as always, especially the 15 jump squats and burpees, will be the toughest part of today's workout. Now, even if you do 21 burpees very fast, it will at least take you a minute. Just assume doing 20 burpees in a minute for 5 minutes, that'll give you 100 burpees. That is a very tough challenge to do as well, by the way. There we go. Breathing hard now, we're 2 minutes in. Probably approximately close to the second half of the set of 21 burpees. We're really pushing the pace for you guys here. I hope you guys at home are pushing as well. If you are pushing this hard and you cannot keep up with us, that is all good. Try to do this all at your own speed. That would be perfect. And Marloes is on to the round of 15 and Daphne is finishing up the burpees. So that took them in between 2 minutes and 20 seconds for Marloes and closer to 2:45 for Daphne. I hope they're going to get it to that 6 minute time frame. I hope you guys will get it as well. Otherwise, you have a time cap until 9. Now continue and press pause.